left also relies heavily on this inaccurate data for its own purposes.
Crime may be up in your neighborhood, but that's not what's happening nationally.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Anna Kasparian clapping back at Emma Vigeland. Emma Vigeland and Anna Kasparian have had back and forth for a while, and Anna Kasparian is responding. Let's see what the Vanguard has to say about it.
Our way, I probably would not have seen this as it's buried pretty deep within a TYT live stream. But let's take a look here. I thought this was definitely interesting on Anna's part, again, to select a majority report clip in order to make her point. I'm interested in your perspective, Zach, on the actual substance of this. Anna's basically trying to make the point that despite the statistics, crime is actually not going down, at least not in her beloved neighborhood, right? Ignore the statistics, ignore the data, trust Anna Kasparian. Like I said, I have some theories as to why Anna went after Sam and Emma that we'll get into in a second, as well as the response actually from Emma Vigeland and some of the other folks over on the Majority Report when they caught wind of this. Like I said, this is buried pretty deep in a segment that we're not going to watch the entirety of, but I think you guys are going to get the point.
This means a quarter of the US population was not represented in the federal crime data. Reporting actually did improve a little bit the following year with an additional 2,000 agencies submitting their crime reports. That's a good thing. But that means that 4,000 of them still had not, meaning the FBI's data was still incomplete. The two largest police agencies in the US, the New York Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department, are still missing in the federal data. Politicians like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
How are we gonna scare people about crime, Gavin?
To declare
oh
that,
my God! Holy shit, bro! Oh my God! I can't believe it. When we look at crime and they say it's going down, they didn't even add New York and LA, two famously safe cities. New York City is safe as, bro, you got that place crawling with more pigs than the local petting zoo. To tell you, I mean, you throw a rock, you hit a donut shop and 5 police officers. It's absolutely ridiculous in that town. I swear to God. And
here we have Anna Kasparian. You know, it must be a slow news day. She wants to be a Fox News broadcaster so bad. And, you know, she's out here saying why crime is way worse than what the stats are saying. You know, she might as well start getting into, you know, oh, who's committing more of these crimes? You know, just she's really getting herself ready for a right-wing speaker point. You know, she wants to be a right-wing talk show host. You know, she wants to really fully embrace it at this point, Anna Kasparian.
I was just in Los Angeles. I crawled about every inch of that son of a bitch, right? My girl's family lives in the valley over there, right? And you went to the valley? No, I went downtown because I fucking hate the valley, right? And I was in downtown Los Angeles, and I hung out in WeHo, and I went to Venice, and I went all over that motherfucker. And did I see some poor people? Did I see some people that were eating out of trash cans? Yeah, and that broke my heart, but it didn't make me want to throw them in jail. And okay, and people will be like, you only went to the rich parts of Los Angeles. I don't know if you guys know this, but all of Los Angeles is the rich part of Los Angeles. It's expensive as to live anywhere. Okay, you got to be like, you didn't go down to South Compton where there was public housing and obviously not. I could see that shit in my own neighborhood. Okay, but fear mongering about this as it's not like a United States national issue. They try and act like LA and New York are like these scary ass places where they're so dangerous and they need a fear monger. This lady walks from an air conditioned studio to her Jaguar and gets on the Ronald Reagan Express, and she's just pieces goodbye and goes to her gated community. Okay, she doesn't actually experience any of the shit. What she wants to do is scare the old people, the 45 plus demographic. That's oh no, my God, I like poor people as long as they're over there. I like black people as long as they're over there. No, you know what I mean? I don't know. Hey, I just don't know what to say around people like that. I just don't know how to act around people like that. I just don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable. That's her demo right now. That's her chief demo. Okay, not people like us, not normal people, people who own property, you know, and who think that they're liberal and they buy like, you know, $450 bottles of Evian, you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Plus, LA is already in the process of trying to expand their police force. Karen Bass, who luckily beat Rick Caruso, but is still pretty bad herself
Yeah,
on the
no help
issue.
from TYT, by the way. They've
Yeah,
flag waving
yeah.
champions of Rick Caruso, real estate developer, billionaire mogul. TYT abandoning all their principles about getting billionaires out of politics with that election as soon as it was convenient. They are the
Yep.
textbook definition of NIMBY liberals. They are not progressives. They are faux-gressives.
Totally. But either way, my point is just that Karen Bass is desperately trying to
Just see people as like a nuisance to who you are. It's like you're sort of losing the big picture. I think that's what Zach's really getting across. Is like if you come in and you see that like homeless people, they may have, in a spiritual sense, they may be learning something. They may be coming from a place of being less fortunate, but that doesn't take away from their spiritual experience. They are still wanting to learn how to be human. They are still learning how to ascend into their best form. They're still doing the exact same thing that we're doing. We're all on the same path, whether we come in at a very much less fortunate way or, we are birthed into being like Will Smith's son. Like, it's like we're all doing the same thing. So as soon as you want to sit here and be like, okay, well, this person's less than human, this person is not doing the human experience, well, then that shit is, it's sort of ridiculous. And a Kasparian, I think that's what Zach's calling out.
to expand the police force in LA anyway. She's desperately trying to recruit and even offering a raise to incentivize recruitment, like I said. So I don't even really know what the point of this propaganda segment is other than just to pettily prove Emma Vigeland wrong or something. But you got what you wanted, Anna. There's going to be even more cops on the streets of LA soon to keep you safe.
Look at what I did. Crime rates are down in my state. I'm such a winner. I'm such a great leader. But less than 10% of agencies were included in their 2022 FBI crime report. Of course, the left also relies heavily on this inaccurate data for its own purposes.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to add is that Anna actually wants us to believe that the cops are going to do their job and give us that accurate data in spite of all of the overwhelming decades and decades and decades of reporting that cops lie. Cops don't do their jobs. Cops forge paperwork. Cops throw away paperwork. They don't fill it out in the first place. They cover their tracks later. But she's expecting once we get the data. Yeah, the cops are going to give you whatever the fucking data. We'll get them more money. Whatever the union can use as leverage, that's what they're going to give you. That's the data you're going to get for the police. And if you weren't dumber than fucking rocks or a liar, you would have figured that out by now.
Yep. Either way, here's the part where she's about to play this quick majority report clip to make her point about what a bunch of gaslighters we are over on the left. Let's take a look here.
Left also relies heavily on this inaccurate data for its own purposes.
Crime may be up in your neighborhood, but that's not what's happening nationally.
It's kind of the equivalent to, remember when Senator Inhofe brought the snowball onto the Senate floor to say, hey, climate change isn't happening. Look at this snowball.
Right. I can look out my window and see that it's cold, and now I know climate change is not happening.
So if you can conceptualize of trends
You guys like and subscribe for more content like this.
Statistical trends as it relates to climate change, you can conceptualize of trends as it relates to crime and maybe just try to get over some of your preconceived notions about certain kinds of people in order to get there and put that in the recycling bin.
All right, look, I don't know if climate change is a great analogy here because unlike our rapidly warming planet, which leads to extreme weather events and of course, rising sea levels that impact everyone living on said planet, crime spikes in cities impact those living in the cities. Honestly, who cares about the national data, especially if—
It's funny too, because for one, the people of the majority report all live in the city. It's not like they're out in the rural ass sticks or some shit. And second of all, she's like, she literally does what Sam said not to do at the beginning of the clip that she selected to play immediately. He's like, don't just focus on your neighborhood. You have to look at the national statistics. You can't just give anecdotes about the homeless man, outside your local YMCA or whatever.
This is what the left has to say about it. She is making it clear, this is not one part of the people. This is not my people that are talking about it. This is not something that I'm going to have. This is not Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland who are talking about it. This is the left. She literally sounds like someone's grandfather at Thanksgiving. Well, the left is talking about, you know, the crime stats. They don't even know in the cities, you know, they got all those pores in the cities, and I keep on going, but it eventually starts like going off into some real racist shit. But yeah, I mean, we see Anna Kasparian, you know, what is she's yeah, I really don't even have. If you're gonna start referring to your own people as the enemy refers to you guys, well, then I really don't know what to tell you. But that's Kasparian. She's out here clapping back at Emma Vigeland, I guess, in a very terrible way. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.